Okay, here we are. We are in Chapter 3, Lesson 4, and we are going to be working on multiplying decimals by decimals. So your book needs to be open to page 202, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So get your book out and open and take notes. You are doing exactly what I am doing on the paper, on your paper. You're doing the exact same stuff. If it goes too fast, you hit pause and you rewind. Okay? All right, here we go. We're going to get started. Okay, so taking a look at page 202, we're going to be talking about how we multiply decimals. So this is the most important piece right here. Ooh, that's really thick, isn't it? Let's tone it down a little bit. There we go. All right, so this is the most important piece right here when it's telling us exactly how we're going to multiply decimals. It says, when multiplying a decimal by a decimal, multiply as with whole numbers. So we're going to ignore those decimals, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And then to place the decimal point, find the sum of the same number of decimal places in each factor. The product has the same number of decimal places. So what does that really mean? It sounds like a bunch of words, but basically here's what we're doing. We're going to move the decimal point out so that we have a whole number, and then we're going to move it back in. Easy peasy. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and take a look right now at, this example right here. It says 0 and 112 thousandths times 7 and 2/10. So if we were to estimate 0 and 112 thousandths, we know that that's pretty much like multiplying by 0. Okay, I mean, it's so small. It is so small. So we're really multiplying that by 0 because we're going to estimate first. And then times 7.2, well, that's pretty close to 7. So our answer is going to be close to 0, okay, because 0 times 7 is 0. So we know that the answer is going to be very small. It's going to be less than 1, right? Okay, so let's see. This has how many decimal places? So remember, it's thousands. So we're going to move, I was trying to think what I wanted to say. We're going to move this decimal point out. Okay, so we get a whole number. I don't know why I underlined it. So 1, 2, 3, which means we have moved it out 3 places. Notice I just put the 3 there. 7 and 2/10, we're going to move that out 1 spot so I get a whole number. So right now, basically, all I am doing is I've moved my decimal out 3 in one number and 1 in the other, which gives me a total of 4 decimal places. I'm going to remember that because I'm going to take that decimal point out and then I'm going to bring that decimal point back in. So really what I have now is not this decimal point anymore. I now am going to be multiplying 112 times 72. Okay, when I take 112 times 72, that looks a little bit more doable than having to deal with these decimals. So here we go. We're going to do this together. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, I have my 0 here. 7 times 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 1 is 7. Plus 1 is 8. 7 times 1 is 7. And now I'm going to add that up. Okay, so 4 plus 0 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 8 plus 2 is 10. Carry the 1. Or the 10 really is what it is. 7 plus 1 is 8. So here's what I get for my answer. I get 8064. I just could move all that over, but I'm just going to move the answer. Now, I have to look back at how many decimal places I have moved it. In the whole number, 8064, my decimal point is at the end. How many spaces did I move it out? I moved it out 4, which means I have to move it back in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So my answer is 0.8064. Okay, I said that my answer is going to be 0 or less than 1. Is that less than 1? Yes, then we have done it correctly. Okay, let's take a look at this next one. I got to make sure. There we go. Okay, so take a look at A. 5 and 7/10 times 2 and 8/10. So here I go. I'm going to move this out 1. I'm going to put a 1 up here. This is what you need to do. To here to get a whole number, I moved it out 1. So in total, I have moved it out 2, and I'm going to circle that and put that over on the side. I've taken them out. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply 57 times 28. 8 times 7 is 56. 8 times 5 is 40, plus 5 is 45. Put my 0 down. 2 times 7 is 14. Carry the 1. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. And I'm going to add it up. 6, 9, 5, and 1. Right now, my answer looks like this. 1, 5, 9, 6. And my decimal point is at the end. But I have to remember that right here I have moved it out twice, so I need to move it back in twice. 1, 2. So my answer is 15 and 96 hundredths. Easy, right? Sure is. Okay, let's take a look at this next one. So 4 and 12 tenths, 4 and 12 hundredths, move it over to 1, 2. So there's 2 there, 1, 2. So a total of 4 places, because I moved it out 2 there, 2 there. So I really have 412 times, I moved that decimal point out, times 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 5 times 4 is 20. And here I get my answer of 2060. But, let me erase that. 2060. My decimal point is at the end. But I have to remember I moved that decimal point out 4, so I move it back in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my decimal point here. Annex a 0. 0.2060 or 0.206. It's the exact same thing. Okay, 0 and 206 thousandths or 2060 ten thousandths. All right, take a look. 1, 2, 3. So 3 here, 1 there. That gives me a total of 4. So now I'm getting rid of all of it. I have a whole number, and I'm taking 14 times 37. 7 times 4 is 28. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9. 0 down. 3 times 4 is 12. Bring my 1. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. I add it up. 8, 11, 5. I get 518, but I'm not finished. I know over here that I have to move it over 4 places. Right now in this whole number, it's always at the end. Do not slap it in the middle wherever you want. It is never at the end. If there is not a decimal in a number, it is always at the end, because there is always a decimal in the number, whether you see it or not. So it's at the end. I'm going to move it over 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I annex a 0. There we go. All right. So now we're going to jump over here, to 203. And we are going to actually jump right down here. And this is just called annexing a 0, which we have already done many times. So I'm just going to go through a couple of these examples while we work through it. So here we go. 1, 2. So that moves over 2. Again, we're on page 203. We're on the bottom. 1, 2. There's 2. So a total of 4. So really, I am doing 4 times 32. Do I want to put that 4 on top? No. Guys, take a look. Your bigger number goes on top. Okay, when we're multiplying. So 32 times 4, and I have 8, and I have 12, and I have to move it in 4 places. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice that is not very good. Sorry, that was really sloppy. Let me redo that. I kind of ran out of room down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have my decimal point here. I have to annex a 0. So that my answer looks like this. So I've annexed a 0 as that placeholder in that tenths, which I might have to do in my hundredths and my thousandths as well. Okay? All right, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So that's a total of 5. So really I'm taking 26 times 205. So I'm going to put 205 on top times 26. Here we go. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 0, 0, plus 3 is 3. 6 times 2 is 12. Put a 0 down. 2 times 5 is 10, carry the 1. 2 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay? Now we're going to add them up. So 0, 3, 3, 5. My decimal point is at the end. I said that I have to move it in 5 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I must annex that 0 right there. So there is my answer. Okay? All right, let's do some more practice problems. So I need you to flip over to page 204, which I just need to scroll over here. And we're just going to do a couple of these examples for practice. So here we go. We're going to multiply 6/10 times 5/10. 1, 2. I know that I'm going to move it over 2. Write that 2 somewhere and circle it. So here we go. 6 times 5. Well, that's easy. It's 30. But I have to move that decimal back in 2 places. 1, 2, which gives me an answer of 0.3. I can also add that 0 on. It's the exact same. Those are equivalent. 3/10 and 30/100 are the exact same. Okay, let's do 3. So 1, 2, 3. I'm going to have a total of 3. So now I'm taking 98 times 73. 8 times 3 is 24. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 2 is 29. Put my 0 down. 7 times 8 is 56. 63 plus 5 is 68. And now I add 4 plus 0, 4. 15, carry the 1. 11, carry the 10. 7, and I said we'd move it in 3. 1, 2, 3. I get 7.154, or 7 and 154 thousandths. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and do number 5. I like number 5. 1, 2, 1, 2. That's a total of 4. My basic fact really is 3 times 9, or 9 times 3. Well, that's easy. That's 27. Where's my decimal point at? That's really sloppy. Where's my decimal point at in 27? It's at the end. But I've got to move my decimal back in 4 places. So I'm going to have to annex zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4. Notice I actually have to annex 2 zeros. There you go. Okay, that's it. Again, all you're doing, a gentle reminder, your book should be filled out like mine, okay, especially up here when we first started on page 202. When you are doing this, I'm going to make myself big. Okay, when we are doing this, again, the key word is to take the decimal point out and then put it back in. If you do that and you do your multiplication right, then you should have no problem because this is basic multiplication. Don't let that decimal point fool you. Just take them out in both of them and put them back in at the end. Okay, you are good to go. There shouldn't really need to have an extra practice, but if you need more practice, go do the independent practice on page 205 and show it to me if you feel like you need some more practice. Okay, you've got this.